Hi. According to parapsychologists, a hospital is a kind of place where all sorts of weird things happen. It is perhaps because it is in hospitals where the line between life and death is drawn. Many believe that it's people's pain and lack of hope that's causing these places to be filled with supernatural sorts of things that manifest themselves there all the time. Alright guys, today's episode is dedicated to mysterious things that happen in hospitals. Get ready and let's start. This video was filmed by one of the nurses at a hospital in Argentina. It shows us a red ball floating in the air, and it moves precisely as if someone is controlling it. Anyway, it's a mystery how the ball ended up at the hospital in the middle of the night. One of the hospital workers even thought that the ball was actually chasing him. One of his co-workers approached him and said that something touched her leg. And then she was like, "Look, it's coming our way." The wandering red balloon frightened the workers so much that they thought that one of the patients that once died in the hospital now returned in the form of a ghost. This next video was filmed in 2008 in Mexico Central Hospital. There are two people in the video talking, and at some point, camera catches something strange and frightening. Unfortunately, in 2008, phones had bad cameras, but we can still see dark figure silhouette passing outside the doors of the operating room. A restricted area by all means. And there is only one entrance and one exit. Hospital workers were seriously scared and decided to check the room, but they only saw the cart itself moving, and that was it. To this day, no one knows what it was, but it surely was something otherworldly, to say the least. There is another proof that afterlife exists. It was captured in Honduras, where 25-year-old Juan Jose Sosa visited a hospital to remove his mole. After the procedure, the man went to the main entrance and heard some strange sounds coming from the empty wing of the building. According to the man, they were like loud slaps of bare feet against the water. Juan was curious about this, so he took out his cell phone and headed into the empty hallway where, believe it or not, he met a ghost, face to face. On the video there is a whitish human silhouette peeping out of the room. You can clearly see his head and shoulders. It is some kind of humanoid, without a doubt. A guest from the other world takes a few steps to the left and literally dissolves into thin air. The frightened operator at this time steps back and finds himself behind the hospital door. This ends the video. According to the author of this video, he believes that he was able to film the ghost of a doctor who once killed himself in that hospital. In this video, we see a man moving around the premises of some medical establishment. He walks up to the locked toilet door and suddenly he hears a child voice coming out of there.
Hola. Hola.
Also, if you look closer, you can see the lock on the door moving. This is weird since there shouldn't be anyone in there. And then we see the man talk to the door saying that he is not afraid to meet whoever's behind it. Finally, the hospital employee suggests to enter. And after waiting a little, the man opens the door, but as you can see, there is no one there. And it isn't likely that whoever that was flushed themselves down the toilet.
Voy a entrar.
What you see now happened right by the morgue. It seems like that thing on wheels came to life, or it is controlled by a ghost. Could be anything. We see it move chaotically, and judging by the branches in the trees, there is no wind. And if you take a look at the screen, you will see a strange flicker. Although it's possible that it's just some kind of video defect. And here is, imagine how terrified that employee must have been. It is a morgue after all. Just like the first video we showed you, this one was also recorded in Argentina. It's some old hospital, and while the workers were cleaning the corridors, the foamy water on the floor began to form a kind of strange whirlpool. So, what could that be? We can only guess. This video was captured by security cameras at night in the hallway of some hospital in China. There's a patient lying in bed there, and there is no one else around in that corridor. And then suddenly, something starts to come out of that person's body. Many people on the internet thought it was a soul of a person that left the body, since the patient was found dead in the morning. Do you guys believe in afterlife? Another frightening incident took place in the Indian city of Chandigarh. It happened at the local hospital. For no apparent reason, some empty wheelchair traveled a long distance and finally left the facility. The hospital security were extremely surprised when, in the middle of the night, they noticed that strange wheelchair. It was so weird. There was no one in it. There are RC wheelchairs, but that one is clearly not one of those. Now, you may be thinking it all boils down to wind, but there is no wind, and it's definitely not the case. And it isn't the only case like that. Similar things happened in Thailand, where security cameras recorded a deceased patient's wheelchair moving on its own. The footage shows the wheelchair rolling out slowly out of the corner and moving forward towards the ramp. And there was no one pushing it. Looks pretty creepy. Here's another one. We don't know who that man is or what is that place. It looks like a mental hospital from a horror movie, actually. And the way that person moves is so weird. Alright, let's just watch and try to feel that eerie atmosphere of it all. So the last one is also from Argentina. We don't know much about the room except that it's some room and it's a hospital. Hospital workers noticed how the bolt on the locked door started to rise, and so they decided to film it. I imagine they felt pretty terrified. Maybe there was some kind of strong magnetic field or something like that. How do you think, guys? How do you feel about what you just saw? Do you think all of this stuff is for real? Well, thank you for watching. Remember to press the like button if you like this video, and we'll see you next time. Stay tuned for more.